We're going to get into the NBA standings. So essentially, the season ends Wednesday night, April 12th. I think that's the date. That's the date, right? Or is that Thursday night, April 12th?
No, Wednesday night is the 12th. Yep.
Yeah, that is when the regular season ends. All 82 games will be in the books at that time. And we're just going to go over the playoff standings right now. Cleveland is the number 1 seed. We obviously know number 2 seed is Boston. Coming in at 3 is the Toronto Raptors. Then we have the Washington Wizards, who won the Southeast Division for the first time in 38 years. Then it goes Atlanta Hawks, Milwaukee Bucks, Indiana Pacers, and Chicago Bulls.
And those 7th and 8th spots are still up for grabs. The first 6 spots are all clinched.
Those are all like those aren't moving no matter what happens. Is that what that means?
They could move a little bit. I see Milwaukee's only a game behind Atlanta, so I could see them moving still. But at least 6 spots are claimed officially.
What about Miami? How are they out?
So Miami is the only team that is not currently in the playoff standings.
But not mathematically eliminated.
Right, that is not mathematically eliminated. They're actually tied with Chicago right now at 39 and 41. Each of those teams have 2 games left. So that 8th spot, whoever is going to get romped by the Cavs in the first round.
I wonder if Chicago just beat Miami this season a bunch, like twice.
Yeah. Well, they would play each other twice, points. I believe. So.
Or more points.
I'm not sure what the tiebreaker there is on that one. But yeah, so Miami is still in the running, and obviously the Pacers haven't clinched either. They could lose 2, Chicago win 2, Miami win 2, and Pacers could be out. So we still have a little bit of deciding left. The brackets will be made up on sometime this weekend. I know they'll be set on Wednesday, I guess. So
Wednesday night, you'll know. We'll know Wednesday night.
Playoff games start next weekend. Am I mistaken in saying that? I believe that they do.
I don't think they wait too long.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Saturday or somewhere around there.
I'm sure for fan viewership, they're going to want ABC's going to want something happening Saturday night. Yeah.
And we pretty much got the same story here in the West too. The first 7 spots are all locked up. So if you want to go down the list, and so we got obviously Golden State Warriors. They have clinched the first spot by a pretty large margin, up 5 games on the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs are 2nd spot, 61-19. They have clinched that spot also, and the Rockets have clinched the 3rd spot at 53-26. They are 4.5 games up on the Clippers. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, keep going. I'm sorry.
Those 3 spots are all clinched, and then you got the Clippers 4, Utah Jazz 5, Oklahoma City Thunder 6, and Memphis Grizzlies 7 right now. All of those spots are at least clinched. They've at least all clinched playoff
all
spots.
Those teams are going to be in the playoffs.
But the standings could move a little bit. As far as the 4th and 5th spot, they both have the same record. So you could see that change. And then Portland Trailblazers are 40-40 right now, sitting at a pretty 500. They are 2 games up on the Denver Nuggets. And the Denver Nuggets, obviously, with the big loss today, are, I believe that they're out now with that loss. I'm not sure how updated this is yet.
Right.
Because that game did just end right before we started the show. So, but yeah, Portland.
Refresh it real quick.
Portland is up for the 8th spot right now. Let's see here.
Out.
Yep, they are out. They are out.
So the playoffs is as it stands.
Yep. At least they're. I mean, like I said, the 4th and 5th spot still have a little bit of movement there with the Jazz and Clippers.
I do know that Oklahoma City is at 6, so it is going to be the MVP showdown between James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, they've
Houston
6.
Rockets, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep. Memphis clinched 7th, and Portland obviously now clinches 8th at 500.
So real quick, let's go over now we can do it with the West. We really can't do it with the East yet. But with the West, our first round playoffs will be Golden State Warriors taking on Portland Trailblazers. Then it will be San Antonio Spurs taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Then we got the Houston Rockets, like I just said, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then the LA Clippers and the Utah Jazz. That's what it seems to be as of right now. But actually, that is what it's going to be. The only thing that we'll see is maybe Utah will get home field or home court advantage over the LA Clippers. Now that Chris Paul is back, and he's been back for a while, the team's doing well.
Yeah.
Is it me, or do we not hear about Blake Griffin anymore?
Yeah, barely at all.
Okay, I didn't know if I mean, I know I've been out of the loop a little bit since I moved to Philly doing news, not sports, but I feel like Blake Griffin. I mean, he was about to get traded to the Celtics this season, right?
That was trade talks, but I know
when you're part of a trade talk, that means something's not going right, especially when you sign a big contract.
Generally, aren't talked about as much as they used to be at one time. At one time when they had Lob City,
they're just not as exciting. They're a 4-seed team that loses in the first round.
Right.
Not much really to say about that.
So yeah, the West is set, and obviously next week we can hop into the playoffs a little bit more as far as
we'll have some games underway too, and we'll go over that.